Welcome to Florida Virtual School. I am going to take a few moments and just review with you how to enter your course and some of the specifics for the expectations. We're going to look at ways to log in, how to access your course. We'll look at some of the specifics about the course, where to go, what to do, how to resubmit work, where to go for your lessons and your assessments and your grades. We'll talk a little bit about academic integrity and then how to contact your teacher. Ways to log into your course include a couple different websites. You could go to www.myflvs.net or you could go to www.flvs.net. Either location will pull up a login screen right here up in this blue banner. You will see login. When you click on it, it'll give you multiple options. You will choose FLVS Global School. And then it'll pull up your VSA login. This is where you will plug in your username and your password, both of which you should have received from your counselor or when you registered. So how do you access your course? Once you are logged in, you will go to your student dashboard. On your student dashboard, you will see all the courses that you're registered for and active in. You may have only one course. You may have multiple courses. Very easy to log into your course is simply click on the course button down at the bottom. Once you're actually in your course, you will be directed to the announcement page, also known as the home page. On the announcement page, there's multiple pieces of information very valuable to you. You will find your teacher's contact information, how to get a hold of your teacher via phone or text, Skype, email. You will also see your teacher's availability Monday through Friday. Most teachers are in Eastern time zone, but take a look to see if your teacher is located in a different time zone. That will be very important. You will also have resources available to you on your announcement page that will help you throughout the course if you need some extra help. And then also some live lessons available for you so you can review for different things, you can learn different things. Some courses have collaboration sessions, which will require you to work with other students. There should also be some form of way to make an appointment with your teacher. Although appointments are not necessary, they are encouraged just to make sure that we set up a time where both of us are available. Once you are actually inside the course, you will see across the top of your screen this black banner. Again, this will also be on your announcement page. But this is where you will go to find all of the information you need in order to navigate through your course. This little hamburger-looking symbol with the 3 horizontal lines is your main menu. If you click on the main menu, this black screen pops up. This is where you have all of this wonderful information to work through your course. Although there's a lot of information here, we're going to focus on 3 important areas: your lessons, the assessments, and your gradebook. So, before we get into all of that, let's talk specifically about what pace you should be working at through the course. First and foremost, you need to determine if your school or your district has a required hard end date. Is there a date in which you must finish this course by? If so, then that trumps everything else that we talk about. It's important for you to make sure you are able to finish by your school's required deadline. In addition to that, it's important to keep track of what we require in our course. Through Florida Virtual School, we require that students work a minimum of 14 days in each segment. That would be considered half of your course. A segment is like a semester. So each semester, you would have to be working a minimum of 14 days. You cannot finish a semester of your course in less than 2 weeks. We also have a maximum amount of time, and that is 18 weeks. 18 weeks is the typical time frame for you to finish a semester of your course in a traditional school system. And so that is what we require too. If you have extenuating circumstances, please just know that you need to communicate with your teachers and let them know, and we're happy to work with you. Some things to think about as you're planning your pace. Every course requires DBAs. These are called discussion-based assessments, and they are done with your teacher. So as you're preparing your PACE through the course, you need to make sure you account for times when you will communicate with your teacher. These are going to be assessments that you will do with your teacher in discussion format. So you'll talk about the things that you learned in each of the modules. These will be done before you're able to take a test. Please make sure you do not skip these DBAs. They must be done in order. Other courses require voice activities. This is primarily for courses that are foreign languages, where they require you to speak in that language. Some courses require collaborations, where you will work with other students. Keep that in mind. Most courses have that built into their course itself, so it's not as though you need to search for your own partners. We provide all of that for you, but you'll want to speak with your teachers in regards to that. And then finally, things that you want to plan for will be your segment exams. You will have a segment exam at the end of each segment, the first segment and the last segment. This would be like a midterm exam or a final exam you would have in a traditional course. These require a little extra time, and make sure that you're well prepared for them. It is required that you pass your segment exams with a minimum of 60% in order to get credit for the course. So keep that in mind as you're preparing. So let's talk more specifically about where we're going to go in our course. As we're continuing to talk about this PACE that we want you to maintain in order to be successful, you can find this in most of your courses under the main menu bar. And if you look under course information, you'll see this word PACE. When you click on PACE, it's going to take you to another screen in which you're going to choose individual PACE plan. Whether you're honors or regular is going to be important, so make sure you recognize which course you're taking, regular or honors version. And then this page will pop up. This is pretty cool. You're just going to simply put in your name, determine if you're setting up a PACE for the entire course, which means both segments, segments 1 and 2, or if you're just setting up a PACE for just one part of the course. Maybe you're doing only segment 1, or you're only doing segment 2, so you have that choice. Underneath this pull down, you're going to see a place where you're going to type in the start date. So maybe you would use today as your start date. Then I would recommend you choose an end date. This would be a date that maybe your grades are due, or better yet, about a week before your grades are due in your school, so that you have enough time and some little flexibility there in case you need to finish some things up. Then you're going to hit go. And when you do that, this is going to pop up. It's going to give you an itemized list, a chart basically, of what assignments you need to do each week. It'll be very specific for you. It'll tell you how many you need to get done during that week frame. And it also gives you a little estimated time and how long it may take each of those assignments. This estimated time is usually estimated high, so sometimes it doesn't take quite as long as what it recommends. But this is something that I would recommend you print out, keep it next to your computer, and something that you can check off to ensure that you're staying on pace to be able to finish within your deadline. Now, how do you get to your lessons? Where do you go? Again, if you go to your main menu tab up here in the black bar, you're going to click on Lessons. There's also a shortcut link for you on that black toolbar. It looks like the little book over here. If you click on the book, it also takes you to the lessons immediately. And so this is an example of what's going to pop up. This is one specific course, but all the courses are pretty much designed the same way. It's going to show you all of the modules for the entire course. And so in this algebra course, there are 9 modules for the entire thing. Segment 1 would consist of modules 1 through 5, and segment 2 would consist of modules 6 through 9. So keep that in mind as you're working through. So you would simply click on module 1, and it'll take you into the lessons. This is where you're going to go to actually learn the material. The lessons are like your textbook. The modules are like chapters in that test, or in that textbook. So as you go through, you're going to take notes just like you typically would in a regular school setting, and then learn the material. Once you have done one lesson, now you're going to go to assessments. Again, this is found in the main menu under assessments. You also have a shortcut link right here. It looks like a little inbox. This is your assessments as well. On your assessments page, you're going to see the entire list of all the assessments in the entire segment of the course. It can be quite overwhelming. But the nice thing is once you have submitted an assignment, it disappears from this list. So your list is going to get smaller and smaller as you work through the course. So you will find the assessment that is associated with the assignment that you just, or the lesson that you just learned about. You're just simply going to click on it, and it'll take you to that assignment. Most assignments are multiple choice type assignments where they are auto-graded by the computer. Some things to keep in mind in order to make sure your assignment is fully submitted. When you get to the end of your assessment, there's going to be a little box here that you're going to need to check in order to verify that you're ready to submit it for grading. If you do not click that little box, then it's just a matter of saving your assignment so that you can come back to it later. If you do check that box, then it is submitted for grading, and it will disappear from your assessment list. Some assessments are not multiple choice, but rather opportunities for you to do work on a word processing document, might be a PowerPoint, it might be some other format on your computer. It might also be something you do by hand and you take a picture so that you can submit it as an attachment, like a JPEG. And so this is what it would look like when you go into those assignments. It will give you the opportunity to attach files where you will simply look on your computer for that file, attach it here, and again, you've got the little checkbox to make sure you submit for grading. If you don't check it, you're simply saving it so you can come back to it later. Once you've submitted assignments, again, they disappear from your Assessments tab, but that doesn't mean you don't have opportunity to get back to them. They simply have moved to a different location, and that's where your gradebook is going to come into play. Your gradebook is where you will find all of the assignments that have been graded. This is also where you're going to go to see feedback from your teachers as they grade different assignments. They will give you some specific feedback. You can see that in your gradebook. Your gradebook is also color coordinated. So looking at it quickly, you can see some important things. If you see blue, that means that you have submitted it, but that grading is requested. This means that your teacher needs to grade something on it for you. If you see green, green means that you have passed that assignment. You did well on it or well enough to do better than 60%. If you see pink or red, this means that you didn't do so well on your assignment. These would be ones that you want to pay attention to because this will give you opportunity to resubmit assignments. You can see that on this particular assignment, the student earned a 44% on it. This would be a good indicator that maybe the student needs to redo this assignment. The gradebook is where you're going to go to actually do that. So for example, in your gradebook, all you have to do is click on the assignment that maybe you want to redo. When you click on it, it's going to give you two options. You can either review what you've already done so that you can see where your mistakes are and maybe learn it a little bit better, or you can reset it. When you reset an assignment, it completely erases what you've already submitted. This would be the case in multiple choice assessments. If it is something that you've attached and you need to do corrections on, then you can still see the attachment and make those corrections. But for the most part, it would be a multiple choice one that you would resubmit, it would erase it, and you would have the opportunity to redo completely again. Keep in mind that the questions may change, but the concepts will be the same. In terms of academic integrity, it's important for you to recognize that everything that you turn in is compared to other student work as well as things out there on the internet. We want to verify that everything you're doing is your own authentic work, and that protects you and the integrity of your work and the integrity of the course. So make sure you're submitting your work in your own words. If you need help understanding the concept, Please do not go to the internet as your first resource. Although the internet has some fantastic tools available for you, it doesn't necessarily have everything required that will be helpful to you. So, if you do need some additional help, remember that you have resources available to you on the announcement page. Go to your announcement page to view those resources. Also know that your teacher is here to help you as well. Please reach out to your teacher and they are happy to work with you to help you understand and be successful. Also recognize that there are some possible consequences. If you happen to have an academic integrity violation, understand that consequences may include earning zeros on those assignments, possibly having proctored exams where somebody will be watching you as you take your tests, and then ultimately potential removal of the course and the Florida Virtual School program. Finally, ways to contact your teacher. Texting, just as you have enjoyed texting, it works well for your teacher as well. Texting your teacher is probably the most immediate way to communicate with them and also allows them opportunity to multitask. If they can't communicate with you directly right away, they have a way of letting you know, and then you can figure out a time that will work for the both of you. Please feel free to call your teacher at any time. Appointments are not necessary when contacting your teacher, but please also understand that if they're not available, leave a message and they'll communicate with you as soon as possible. If you are an international student, we do require that you have Skype availability. This is the quickest way for us to communicate free in order to talk as well as chat. You have an email assigned to you within the course, and so this is another way that you can communicate with your teacher. Again, please know that your teacher will be checking their email consistently throughout the day, but if there is a timely matter in which you need to communicate with your teacher, probably texting or calling would be better options. And then, as always, check the announcement page in your course for other ways to communicate with your teacher. Thank you for your time today. I have enjoyed talking with you, and hopefully this has been very helpful to you as you prepare to enter your course. Have a great day.